Not your poetry out loud. My style. I'm not part of your hobby, and I say that respectfully for something that actually want to entertain you somewhere else. And I say that respectfully. You know that fumble hits different when you understood that flex. You didn't have hate in your vein. You understood how to hold your emotions when it comes to being available and control. That hand is different when you wasn't trying to lose control. How your neighbor tried to paint you out to be the villain in their story when you wasn't trying to catch a case. They try to blackmail you right to left, but God shows you your potential when you truly had within to understand the whole was that he was never their issue. When they said that you was mentally ill when you're truly keeping it real. Being authentic would bother certain folks' mental health. Or because you know how to weather a storm they couldn't relate to was gone with and understand their own self-love.
No, I haven't changed. I don't know what's wrong with these people now.
I'm Naya, Junior Love Respect. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. My content is not for everyone. To the genuine ones with malicious intentions, I actually hope that you continue to find peace within, regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey, except that you didn't have potential. You're not worthy. You're not mad. You don't matter. Whatever the case may be. Even when you get lost in your words, you wasn't trying to lose yourself another day. Overcoming time pain, so being patient with time and day. That flex is different when you understood the light that God endowed with you. We may not pray the same, but I know I respect my neighbor, even when you couldn't understand your own love language going within, neighbor. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Practice makes perfect, and I say that respectfully. How these chicks and dudes look at you like competition. They talking about their next best plan, but they forgot their habits at the end of the day. It's going to cause them pain when it comes to trauma. Only realize they made themselves uncomfortable. Only realize it wasn't the same. Being authentic.
No, I haven't changed. What's wrong with these folks?
How someone sitting in the background talking about they got a master plan, but being authentic wasn't part of the master plan. They was trying to discourage you because you knew how to have authenticity, and it went within actually having a blueprint that God allowed you to see and be relatable. They put you in competition when you was never competing, overcoming a storm. They would never understand you wasn't seeking revenge. How these chicks and dudes put you in competition. It be the chain of thought for me. That biggest flex at the end of the day was coming overcoming trauma and pain. Yeah, you whack, you corny, you a nobody, but understand why you understand your confidence, why you stand before yourself today, recognizing your faith. I may not make sense to the average person, but always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. How these chicks and dudes talking about they got a view, a master plan, only to misuse you. They forgot to go within when it comes to being original, authentic. Only reason they forgot to communicate the go within and actually understand what self-love looks like up close in person, paying attention. They got so much hate in their vein. They didn't understand their own vocabulary when it comes to their verse. I wasn't seeking revenge. I just understood why I weathered that storm. When folks wanted to dim my light, I didn't have to do me wrong. I understood why standing up for myself at the end of the day, I was going to be my biggest cheerleader when he wasn't rooting me on. That energy is different. God was fixing my crown. They would never understand how. I ain't have to worship the devil at the end of the day to weather my storm. Hold on 1 second. I just knew how to respect my neighbor. They said I was lightweight. I was a nobody, but they sat back and took notes. They said at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna believe me when it comes to my pain. But hold on 1 second, we wasn't the same because I damn sure wasn't in competition with you. At the end of the day, I just knew how to maneuver. Wasn't trying to be a crash out, the wild out. The energy is different. You wanted me to be mentally unstable. You try to control the narrative of my story. At the end of the day, only realized we wasn't on the same plan. Because I ain't have hate in my vein. I still know how to respect my neighbor. You don't understand your own pain. Always be yourself with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. I'm not using no respect. My content is not for everyone.
Love yourself to better yourself, never dim your light. Love yourself to better yourself, never dim your light. Far from a hater, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. Far from a hater, we ain't the same.
Where does it start when it comes to unconditional love? My walk of life ain't the same like my neighbor, but I still know how to respect your pain even when you couldn't relate. To go with them. You have so much bad habits competing. You want to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially. It be the train of thought for me. How a weak ass bum ass bitch will put you in a situation, have your back against the wall. Only realize the hold on 1 second, you went up against a child of God. Only realize you wasn't keeping it real. Your mask fell off. Only realize the hold on 1 second, someone still was plotting against you. Cause it's same at the end of the day, she got in your drawers. How you got in her drawers. She was plotting on the next person at the end of the day to make them their victim, all because of the fact that you looked at me like competition when I was never your issue.
David Shakley, what's wrong with people?
I never understood this mindset. How a dude would be so misled by a chick or whatever the case may be, going up against the next chick, or because someone understood their place. Someone was truly comfortable in their skin, something that you couldn't relate to was staying in your lane. It be the train of thought for me. How these chicks be moving, talking about they looking for a baby daddy to feed them, and only was to hold on 1 second, you just became the next victim. Trust and believe, I don't want that bird ass bitch, and I say that respectfully. I was just only moving accordingly, only to fall back to us. I was trying to lose myself another day for someone's bad behavior.
No, ain't the Jake, let me lack of self-control. God damn it.
Motherfuckers swear you talking about like a bad habit, but this type of shit actually be happening at the end of the day. How these chicks be talking about they gay,
Gay, I'm only here for this day.
but then they be plotting at the end of the day to get in your pockets. To act like they were so invested in the dyke. No, it's a train of thought for me. A fake ass fairy tale at the end of the day. Only to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and all you realize the whole time you became a part of someone's case. Because you lack self-control when it came to discipline. They matter if you came from poverty and pain. How dudes be lining chicks up or whatever the case may be. Or because of the fact that you said that she's a weak bitch or whatever the case may be, where she wasn't trying to catch a case, it'd be a train of thought for me. You wouldn't want someone to do that to your family member or your loved one, someone that you actually love and care about. But hold on 1 second, they said I'm doing too much because I don't make no sense. It'd be a train of thought for me how this type of stuff actually happens. How someone be plotting against the next dude. Talking about someone brought so much confusion in their life to disturb them to abuse. Mentally, emotionally, physically, verbally. The lies was real. Only realized the hold on 1 second, it just became part of someone's bad habits. Only to realize they couldn't keep up with their lies to actually heal. They took about they had peace with themselves. If they was truly at peace with themselves, you would actually be in a better predicament, loving someone right, and they wouldn't be in someone else's face at the end of the day. Now you in court. Now you in the middle of a cause and of a fight.
Let the Jake gonna be the same way you got them, the same way you fucking left them.
Because they in the background trying to get in somebody else's pockets. They were just looking for a baby father for to stay at the end of the day. That's why the conversation became irrelevant with the fake tears.
No, ain't the Jake gonna be when you keep it in the road. This type of shit really be happening.
Thought you got a good one on your waistline. Only realized it became lies. Only realized hold on 1 second. Now you realize hold on 1 second. You became the lie to yourself too. Because you forgot to love you. Only realized you abuse yourself with your own words. Talking about you's pointing to you. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding regardless to who's trying to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially. It's disgusting to see how dudes would put a female in a situation with her back against the wall, talking about where's your guard at now, trying to rape her, rob her. And then you talking about you the man at the end of the day, talking about you doing a big one. But your lack of soul control when it comes to discipline. Didn't matter someone's tax bracket regardless of what religion that female was that day. It really be the train of thought for me. How when the female speaks up for herself, you got folks in different tax brackets, part of a hate trying to kick the female down, trying to discourage her all because she was wearing her crown. She understood the respect to her neighbor even when he couldn't weather the storm, or regardless of a female at the end of the day, when she didn't have to do you wrong. How this type of stuff becomes the norm. Because the enemy allows you to feel the devil was on God's time, and nah, that was a lie. Because God was always keeping it real. When God reveals the enemy low and the devil, we on two different levels when it comes to high vibration and frequency. That intention is different. I don't look at my neighbor like competition. I ain't got hate in my vein. They said, nah, you don't make sense. I was only weathering my storm so that you couldn't relate to understanding your testimony. Why, hold on 1 second. Our confidence don't hit the same. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Regardless to who threatened my life, regardless who's trying to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, and I say that respectfully, I don't live in fear. I walk these streets alone. I ain't have to disrespect you besides speak up for myself when you said I was mentally disturbed. You said I was crazy or whatever the case may be, 7:30, but hold on 1 second. My elevator actually works. Something that you couldn't relate to with self-control. When it comes to discipline, the end, they ain't have to wow out. It be the train of thought for me. How folks be plotting against you all because of the fact that someone's true lack of self-control. When it comes to discipline, didn't matter if he was a crack addict or a drug dealer, and I say that respectfully, stay in your lane. Ball of an innocent person until it's your household, then you understand the pain. Imagine losing a loved one at the end that you care about, the one that you don't play about, only was the hold on 1 second. I was never should have that mindset against my neighbor, didn't have to do anything to me besides keep it real. And they wasn't wearing a mask, the energy is different. You was part of the hate train, going up against an innocent person. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. And I say that respectfully. I'm nice and I'm respectful. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, Heavenly Father, God, and God was never for sale, and I say that respectfully. Thank you for your time. Have a safe year, day, evening, weekend, humanity, worthy. I'm nice and respectful. My content is not for everybody.
Peace and respect, so never stop advice. You never know them, you like go, you never know them, you like.
If someone says you don't have potential, or someone's in the background, your next door neighbor, different tax brackets telling you every move like a bad habit, a contract you never signed up for. They throwing smoke at you right to left. They gang stalk your energy, harvesting off your energy, but God sees everything they doing behind closed doors, and then not one lie was told. If that job interview was truly for you, that relationship was truly for you at the end of the day, it would truly be in your investment at the end of the day. And I say it respectfully, better days ahead. God will put a pause on certain situations for all the right reasons. That was the biggest flip because God wasn't trying to allow you to fumble you another day. Because the right people truly show up for you and they don't got hate in their veins. They look at you like competition, you wouldn't understand pain. Especially when you come from poverty and pain, that is just different. How folks in the background trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even make you homeless, all because you speak enough for yourself to keep it real. Or because you truly have potential when the motherfucker said that you didn't at the end of the day. Only reason, hold on 1 second, God was for keeping it real. Excuse my French, but God is real. I don't worship the devil even when you can't weather your storm. And I say that respect, I ain't have to get physical. I'm not out here hurting people. I say that respectfully. Stop the violence. That's all I condone to say at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, I don't got ill intentions towards my neighbor, regardless of your tax bracket with your bad habits. Always be yourself and number less intentions. Yeah, I'm whack and I'm corny. I'm a nobody to you. But when the right people show up for you, they hear you, they see you, they respect you. Sometimes in life, when God is weathering your storm and God is cleaning up your background at the end of the day, that job opportunity may not be for you. That person may not be for you. Or that season right there may not be for you because God saw what the devil was trying to do. And God will reroute you for all the right reasons. It wasn't for likes and views because God was never for selling you, truly keeping it real. Because when God places the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you, with no intentions. It's not about he say, she say, and I say that respectfully. Folks in the background trying to dim you, like discourage you because they got so much jealousy and hate and envy within their vein. They hacking your device to lie on your name, putting you in conversations at the end of that you was never even part of. Only rest the hold on 1 second, you had to project pain. All you knew how to do was respect your neighbor. Yeah, you look cute today. You got nice shoes on. Yeah, you're beautiful, whatever the case may be. I truly hope that you become your best self vision of yourself. Damn, I ain't know that was a crime at the end of the day with all your lies that you had to tell. Always be yourself and no less intentions. I'm nice and respect. When God sends the right people into your life, that maturity is different. They act and they body like the shoe size. They see you, they hear you, they respect you, no intentions. Never give up on yourself because someone says you don't have potential when they trying to blackmail you against you. How they try to play you close, like they so invested into your time and day. Sitting there taking notes when you was the home 1 second. You didn't have to project pain besides respect your neighbor that made you their enemy at the end of it because they lack of self-control when it comes to discipline. They mad at their tax bracket with their bad habit. You know, God saw everything. Like people in the background will swear that they stop something from happening for you, or whatever the case may be. Even when they try to get you robbed, mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially, or even if they're in the background trying to dibble and dabble with making you homeless. Everybody's strength don't hit the same. The energy is different. You throwing spirit at an innocent person, you wouldn't be able to walk a day in their shoes when it comes to healing, trauma, and pain. But you sitting there talking about someone's a bum, B-I-T-C-H, or whatever the case may be when they wasn't trying to catch your case. How you try to blackmail somebody to frame at the end of the day, all because of the fact you lack self-control when it comes to discipline. Someone wasn't running from their past when it comes to, hold on 1 second, good intentions. They understood the weather, the storm that you couldn't relate to. You had to dig up someone's past, only about something they wasn't running from. Only about the hold on 1 second, that maturity is different when it comes to growth and actually maturing, acting your body weight, your shoe size. Well, God did tell a lot that day. Always be yourself and no attention. Say it's currently July 12th, 2025, and my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. I'm not using no respect, and I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless to what grown ass man or grown ass man, a little ass, or what grown ass man that think he's a grown ass man, but in a grown ass, a little ass boy in a grown ass man body that's planning on plotting on me at the end of the day. I don't live in fear, and I say that respectfully. It tells a lot about your character traits. You ain't grow up, and I say that respectfully, to matter your tax, but your bad habits, or regardless if you're a female or not. I don't live in fear, and I say that respectfully. I walk these streets alone. Always be yourself and numberless sentence. I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Gang stalking is real until it's your household. Stop the violence. Protect your energy. Protecting your family. Misintentions. I never gave no next door neighbor, no tax bracket permission to use my creativity, regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me. Ear hustling so hard, making money off me at the end of the day, but you couldn't even put respect on my name. It be trying to throw me hiding behind Spielberg, talking about you was keeping it real, trying to disturb my peace or whatever the case may be. You picked and choose who you wanted to bully, but then when I started speaking for myself, you said I was mentally ill. I was 730. It's a train of thought for me. Everybody deals with trauma and pain differently, but I still know how to respect my neighbor. It's certain folks that talk with their hands. It's certain folks at the end of the age. Just because you came from a different household, you talk a little bit louder than the next person. Some people deal with pain and talk a little lower than the average person. It'd be the train of thought for me. It'd be certain folks that talk with their eyebrows when they wasn't trying to wild out. It'd be the train of thought for me. I still knew how to respect my neighbor regardless of the company that you was truly keeping that day. Always be yourself and no intentions. I don't live in fear, and I say that respectfully. When God sends the right people into your life, respect's a two-way street.
They said you whack, can you corny, you ain't nobody. Okay, neighbor, far from a hater. We ain't the same neighbor.
I'm not usually gonna respect that my content is not for everybody. Always be yourself and no intentions.
Peace and respect, some respect, some neighbor, stuff once. Anywhere don't dim your light. Go, you neighbor, don't dim your light.
No mother or father or loved one should have to lose a child or a loved one because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. Didn't matter someone's tax bracket when it comes to someone's uplifting. Didn't matter if you had a mother and father in that household, because folks pick and choose who they want to bully, them mentally, rob, physically, emotionally, spiritually, or financially. At the end of the day, it's like about their free will. Talking about you was truly real. But you couldn't keep it real when it came to your mental health. It be trying to throw for me, talking about you truly healed. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Someone that's truly at peace is not trying to do all that extra stuff, and I say that respectfully. One thing I don't run from is my past, and that you couldn't relate to is going within, neighbor. Stay in your lane. I'm not using on respect, and my conscience is not for everybody, and I say it respectfully. God was never for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame, and I say that respectfully. You know, it's individuals that will play with spell work, that will try to make you homeless, that will rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially, even energy harvest off your energy. Regardless if you're spiritual or not, or if you don't believe in it or not. How someone will make sure that your financial gain doesn't elevate. They will make sure that they will make you homeless. They will make sure they have somebody in this department, that department, this department, that department to dim your light. So you won't elevate and prosper in life. How this type of stuff actually happens. Because of the fact that someone truly has potential. And people pick and choose who they want to bully. People pick and choose who they want to elevate. You know, I don't want you to elevate faster than my neighbor. I don't want you to elevate because someone was already in the spotlight longer than you when you wasn't trying to get that spotlight at the end of the day. You just wanted folks to actually respect you the way you pour into them. They meet you halfway, and it's just different. It was never about competition, fame, likes, and views, or clout chasing. We ain't the same. How someone will have the mindset of having you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even emotionally robbed, or project a hate crime towards you, and because they have certain individuals that works in this department or that department, when it comes to protecting them, they're going to make sure that your voice doesn't matter. How they watch your every move, something that you never signed up for, and then they call you the fool. Then they sit there and call you a snitch, or whatever the case may be with their hidden agendas. I never understood this. You the one playing with spoke towards an innocent person. You the one hacking someone's devices, gang stalking, air hustling, telling someone's every move. Then you're trying to paint a narrative that you actually came up with certain ideas at the end of the day when you can't even think for yourself with your bad vision. You can't relate to go within. To understand, hold on a second. How did you confuse yourself? All because you wanted to take credit off someone else's crazy creativity. And because you wanted to paint them out to be something they truly not, you had to dibble and dabble and play with their narcotics, or play with their food, or play with their drinks, or pay this person or pay that person to make sure that someone doesn't elevate and someone else has a hate train towards them. Because you lack self-control, that you talking about you was keeping it real. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm not using to respect that my content is not for everybody. Gang stalking is real. Just because it's not happening in your household, it's happening in someone's household that's not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. I don't live in fear, and I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me, I love myself, and I would never hurt myself. Regardless of what you're trying to do in the background at the end of the day, that confidence still hits different. And I say that respectfully. I don't live in fear. I'm nice and respect. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm my biggest cheerleader when you try to dim my light, discourage me. You said ain't nobody gonna be by my side rooting me on. Got my next door neighbor ear hustling like a bad habit, telling my every move. Couldn't even put respect on my name at the end of the day. Folks be so inspired by you. Didn't matter if it was a chick or a dude. And I said I respect didn't matter the tax bracket. Then when you speak up for yourself, they like nobody's going to hear you. Because we going to blackmail you. Regardless if you're trying to blackmail me or not, regardless if you got me shadow banned or not, or whatever the case may be, I'm never going to stop showing up for me. Regardless of what predicament I'm in. I'm not general respect, and I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. We're not the same. I don't worship the devil. Have a good day.